Welcome to the Whistle Podcast with Coach JB and Coach Brett. Hope everybody had a good evening, a good day, good morning. We tuning in. Hopefully, you tuning in to some good information today about basketball and basically life as well. Right now, we're waiting on some people to come through. Right now, Ashley, we got some people that waiting right now. Let me get right back to you. Hold on. Uh, yeah, where we at? Sir, here we go. Here we go. Here we have everybody in. Come on.
Yeah, what's up, Jay?
We got Kev in the house.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on?
Representing my South Beach shirt.
Yo, you went a little back there.
Yeah, what's up, Brett?
What's up, Kevin? What's going on?
Not much.
Hey, Kevin. Before we get into this, did Jordan ever call you or contact you? The kid out of Bradenton.
Nope.
Damn. All right. Guess he don't want to play. I hit him up twice. All right. Y'all still looking for some bodies?
Nah,
Oh,
we gotta know. We gotta know if they're only doing 8-man roster.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
we
right. All right.
waiting on Reggie right now.
Hey, give me 1 second, fellas. I'll be right back.
All right.
What you got for me? What you got for me to start off with? I know you got something in the pocket.
All right. All right. So what's going on tonight, guys?
What's up, Brett?
Hey, I learned a little bit of knowledge today. I'll give you for the Whistle podcast. Did you know? Do y'all know how many game winners Kobe Bryant hit in one season?
Hey, Brett, hold on. We got Reggie all of them.
Hey, there's old Reggie. What's up,
What's up, Mr. B?
Reggie?
Been a while.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Same old, same old.
Thank you.
Uh,
Appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem, man. Not a problem at all.
Yeah, gotcha.
what's up with the trivia now, man?
Huh?
So your trivia question.
Who, me?
Your trivia question.
Yeah,
You
I
said,
was just.
oh, go ahead.
You talking to me,
Dog,
Jay?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You asked me what actually looks like Kobe, right?
dog got lost in the woods or something.
Kevin got lost in the woods.
No, I was driving by these two cars parked in the road. They were looking in the woods like their dog must have jumped out in the woods or something like that.
All
Rick,
right.
you still over there in Broward County?
Hmm?
Oh,
Rick, you still over in Broward? I'm
No,
not
I'm up
Broward,
north.
Brevard.
No, I'm up north.
Oh, you up north where?
Amelia Island, Fernandina, northeast of Jacksonville.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
All right, we're gonna get started, man, and you got Reggie Oliver. Kind of is perfect speaks for itself. We're gonna let him go ahead and tell it like it is from day one, till right now. Basically just let us know who you are, let the audience know who you are, what you stand for, and what you're all about.
Reginald Oliver, former AAU coach. I coached AAU ball for about 7 or 8 years. I coached back in the early 2000s from uh, 2003. So I started third grade. So I went from third to ninth grade with pretty much the same group of guys. We went from first year we was number 6 in the nation. Second year we was number 2 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Third year we was number 1. The fourth year we was number 2. Fifth year we was number 4. The sixth year we're going to the Peace Jam. So we started playing in the Peace Jam at 15 youth, and we played up in the Peace Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Casey Hill, Joel Berry, Mitchell Wilbekin, Josh Heath, Big Dre, Malik, Bradley Christian. So I had a good group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just different from now. Now you kind of see guys doing a lot of, you're picking chairs now. You can go out and find the shiniest apple and put it on your team
Mm-hmm.
and go out and play. We didn't do that back then. We pretty much took what was in our area and we trained it, we worked it, and we built it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that so much different then than it is now.
Right.
And then because you have a lot of kids that can play basketball, or let me just say, you got a lot of kids with upside, but people don't really want to take that time to build that kid anymore. They want to get the kid that already knows how to play.
Right.
So you lose and a lot of kids are not really getting a lot of opportunity in regards to getting built up to go out and perform. So
Right.
that's the thing that's really missing in today's basketball. And then I was talking to Gerald about it starts from ground roots, the ground roots basketball. It's not the same as it was back then. AAU used to be a thing where you had to be pretty good. You had to have pretty good teams in order to even play in AAU now. I mean,
Right.
back then. Now it's to the point where now you got enough money to go play AAU basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to these tournaments and you're not playing against that quality of player that you did back in the days because anybody can show up to play.
Right.
So you got kids getting blown out by 20, 30, 40, 50 points. And it kind of takes the luster out of getting on that road, spending that money to go out there and play because you're trying to play, you want to play some real competition when you get on that road. So it's
Yeah.
really, a lot has changed. Players have changed. The personality, the mindsets of players, they're not like they used to be. You know what I mean? And even I say even some of the parents. It used to be a team thing, and now it's gotten so individualized to the point where it's hard to form a good strong squad because
Right.
everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants their child to be the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was once I was thinking about middle school basketball because I started watching middle school ball a lot last year because I got some kids that I started training again that were in middle schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that the big fall off that you're getting from sixth grade until the kids are actually going into high school, that drop off in regards to that kid being prepared and ready to play when he gets to ninth grade, it's because of the fact that I don't knock the science teachers, the guys that are stepping in and being the middle school coaches, but that quality of teaching and skill development and drills and all those things kind of go out the window because those kids, the coaches, bless their heart, they're doing the best they can. But from that sixth grade, that ninth grade, if your child doesn't have a trainer it's going to be rough on them because that middle school kid, that middle school coach, or a good AU coach, that middle school coach is not going to really be able to cut it for those 3 years. And a sixth grader coming out of fifth grade, going into the sixth grade, going into middle school, you really don't get the opportunity to play.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be really good because they cut the sixth grade team off. It used to be sixth grade team, then you had seventh and eighth grade team. So
Right.
now you got a major drop off because if that kid is not really skilled or has a certain size, he's not getting an opportunity to play basketball, not on the middle school level. So it's just so many things I see now that's different than it was back when I coached basketball. So, I still train and everything. So my philosophies, what I stood on back then, I still stand on now. I'm a real stickler and a proponent on skill development. Not just taking the basketball and putting cones out there and having the kids go through the drills for an hour and a half, but they don't know why they're doing it. See,
Right.
I like to try to build the mind up and get those kids to understand you're doing this because of this situation, this scenario. So that builds a basketball player up. So I'm still on that same philosophy and still doing it the same way. I got a little guy too, so I got a fifth grader, Britt. So get ready.
Gotcha. Do you,
Yeah.
Reggie? Do you think that back when we were coming up through this, I mean, what's the difference of not having a trainer back, in those days, and then now having a trainer, as far
Uh,
as the players?
back in those days, you had coaches that kind of had the same mindset in regards to skill development, training. So put it like this: you know how you have the NCAA coaches that have a particular tree that they fall up under.
Right.
So if you fall up on a type of coach or a person that's strong, when I first started my journey, I had to go out and I asked a lot of questions. I did a lot of studying, so I knew exactly how I wanted my basketball team to be.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the guys to have strong IQs. I wanted them to have a strong work ethic, and I wanted them to be extremely skilled.
Right.
Because if you can develop all 10 players, you're going to always have an opportunity to be in the game. And I wasn't on winning in the beginning. I just got blessed to be able to win. But my mindset wasn't on winning. It was more on teaching and building kids, uh, like I said, IQs and really understanding how to play the game. And like today's today's coaches now, I won't say all of them, but your numbers are pretty low when it comes down to guys getting in the gym with that particular coach and really working because you're grabbing kids from out of town and you're not having a lot of time with them. See,
Mm-hmm.
back then, like I say, my players were centralized. I had one in Tampa, I had one in Gainesville, but believe it or not, that kid from Gainesville, if we practiced 3 or 4 times a week, he
Mm-hmm.
came 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
So we didn't have. I think that's the biggest thing missing now. You don't get the kids in the gym enough as a whole basketball unit anymore because it's more on winning now than building that product, building that.
More playing. They're playing more games than they are developing as a team.
And Gino said that. Gino said that American basketball is spending more time where Europeans are playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're practicing 5 times a week and they're playing one game on the
Right.
weekend.
Right.
Americans are practicing 1 time a week and they're playing 6 games.
And to piggyback off of that, Reggie, when me and Gerald were growing up, I think the mentality was our athleticism. We didn't need to do a lot of that. I guess our mindset was, we're going to go out and play.
That's right. That's
and,
right.
And honest to God, that's kind of how it was. I mean, we practiced a little bit. Jay, when we played for Scott and them, all those guys out of Orlando,
Right.
when we got together in the gym, we knew what we had. We
Right.
knew, we knew what we were going to do. You know,
Right.
And
the kids today, there's so much distraction too.
Oh yeah,
A lot
it
of
is.
distraction.
It's a lot of It's a lot of distraction, and
Mhm.
a lot of people are caught up. They're caught up in all that hoopla
Right.
versus the substance. They're not really. They're not really diving into the substance of uh, of basketball. They're more caught up on the monetary aspect of it.
Yeah, and
yeah,
I'm sure, Reggie, you had plenty of people or players or parents ask you, well, do y'all have these shoes? You have these uniforms? You know, there's so much of that, you know, and then I started to see that. I started to see that shortly after the milk house opened up,
Right.
you know, and then you had the shoe teams
Yep.
start getting down into Florida some, and there was some money given to certain this team from Adidas, and then you know these kids then they started to focus on really shoes, uniforms, not so much who they were playing with. It doesn't seem to matter to them. You know, it's all about what they look like.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you
And
know.
see, with you saying that, Britt, when we when we when we won the nationals in the fifth grade, we never had to pay for anything again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
my mindset was, if I work these kids hard, then
Mm-hmm.
their parents won't have to spend money,
Right.
and we'll get the best of everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how it worked out. But like you said, I just so happen to be blessed to be able to
Mm-hmm.
have good parents and good
Mm-hmm.
kids that wanted to work hard. All of them collectively wanted to work hard because they enjoyed winning, and they enjoyed the fact that they all were brothers. When
Right.
they were 10 years old, I put them in a circle, told them to hold hands. I said, look around. I said, all you guys are brothers. I said, I don't want to see you guys fighting, fussing, or bickering.
Right.
Play together, play as a team. So think about it, Brett. You're talking from third grade all the way to ninth grade,
Mm.
no issues ever.
That's a long time. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
issues ever. Because they loved each other and they played for each other.
That group there that you had, I kind of compare them to before came along before you guys was Darius's group, the Hoopsters.
Right.
Little D, and you had a lot of those kids grew up since they were probably fifth, sixth, seventh grade. They played AAU together every summer together.
And I'm
Um,
gonna I'm gonna tell you two more teams that had a pretty good chemistry. Austin Rivers team,
yep.
Stoudemire, they had great
yeah,
chemistry, but I can
Yeah.
go even higher than them, and you could say Kenny Boyd and Brandon Knight. Them
Right.
they had that same type of.
Right.
Kenny was my guy. Kenny still is my guy. Kenny
Right.
did a great job with those guys
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we went under breakdown when my guys were seventh graders.
Right.
We went under breakdown, and they
Right.
were class act guys, man.
Yeah.
They were just on the same thing I was on, trying to win, trying to teach,
Right.
and
Yeah.
put those kids in school, and it worked out. So
Yeah. Yeah. They've
you
done
know,
it.
they're
I mean, they're still doing a hell of a job.
still doing it.
they're
Yep,
still they're still producing. They're still producing. You know,
still
no
doing it, man.
doubt. No
Yep.
doubt. No
So when you
doubt.
got a good formula, man, it's not hard to repeat it. It's not
No.
hard at all. It's just a matter of
Well,
just getting back
well,
into it.
winning attracts good.
Oh
Good.
yes.
Yeah, people
Oh
want to
yeah.
win. People want to
That's
win.
the mindset of today's athlete now. Today's athlete wants to be a part of a winning situation. They don't care. Some
Mm-hmm.
kids don't even care if they're not really getting on the court. They just want to be a part of something winning.
Right.
That's a
Right.
sad mindset to have.
yeah,
True.
You know
True.
what I mean?
yeah.
True.
Give me the underdog. Now that's how my mindset is now. I'll take the underdog. Because
Mm-hmm.
when my middle son was playing
Mm-hmm.
for Florida Tar Heels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was a group of kids that he played with that nobody wanted.
Right.
Nobody really wanted those kids. I got them. I'll take them. I took Cedric from Jones. I took a couple kids from Ocoy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and just put them together and showed them how to play basketball within that short period of time. Not saying that they couldn't play, but you had to break some bad habits. And
Right.
once we start breaking them bad habits and they start buying into it, we start getting on the road and we start surprising some teams.
Right.
So it's not hard to do, but like you say, you got to train. If you can grab these kids at a young age, if you could train the parent, you could train the child,
Right.
and it has to be like-minded individuals. So I'm getting back out there probably in the next couple of years, but I won't. I'm going to hand pick my players because
Mm-hmm.
I want like-minded parents. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want parents to feel like your child's going to come on this basketball team. He's going to average 30 points a game, and it's only going to be about him.
Yeah.
Because
Do what they want to do. Right.
my vision is I want all of them to go to college,
Right.
and it can happen because I've seen it before.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt. No
Yeah, I
doubt.
like
We
how
were just.
you
Go ahead, Jay.
saying what you say to these parents, man, and your experiences, man. I know it's been some good ones, but I know it was some bad ones.
Huh?
I say, and for as the parents, I know it was some good ones, and I know it definitely was some bad ones that you
I
had to
had
deal with.
one. I had one, and it was 9 and under. We came out of the YBOA Nationals. The kid had made all tournament in the YBOA Nationals, and the parents called me. We was 2 weeks before going into the AAU Nationals. Parents called me and said that they felt like their son should be playing a bigger role on this team. I
Mm.
told him, I said, if you don't mind, wash my uniforms and bring them to me. I said, because you're not going to spread that cancer in the stands to the rest of my parents.
Right.
So when I sent that signal, I love the kid, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna go. I didn't want to go through that, and I didn't want that
You want to
that bad.
sacrifice
No,
armor.
no. We had no more problems after that,
Yeah.
none whatsoever, because I tried to be as fair as I could possibly be. I had a son on the team, and if he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do, he couldn't get on that. When Reggie came back to my squad, uh, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think by the time he was in the 8th grade, he was gone that 8th grade year. So just imagine coaching that entire year without having your child there. That's pretty tough to do. But when he came back, man, Casey and Jay and all them cats, them dudes were racehorses. The Marcus, man, we training and running and moving. Hey, he had to catch up, man. And I told him, I said, look, I'm not cutting any slack. I said, you get out there, I said, you get one opportunity. I said, when you get out on the court, if somebody blow past you, you come out of the game. And you have to reset and try it again the next game. Because in the world ain't gonna give you nothing. So everybody understood fairness and just playing the game. So it was I loved it, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed that run. I still talk to all those guys right now. They're
Yeah.
grown men, they're doing things productive in the world. Some
Yeah.
guys are playing overseas. So
Mhm.
that's what it's all about. Everybody went to college.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's cool. Yeah. See, that's what it's about
That's what it's about.
for sure. And Reggie, for me, born and raised in Orlando, that has always made me feel good that our kids get the light out of Florida, regardless. I
Yeah.
mean, because we sit and talk about it all the time that our state has always been uh, football.
Yes.
Has always been linked to football. So, but it feels good, and even all the years that I've coached, when I coached AAU, playing against other good players from other parts of the state,
Yeah.
to see them move on and catch them on ESPN and
Yes.
say, "Hey,
Yes.
man, I got to coach against that guy,"
That's
and
right, man. That's
and then
listen. Awesome.
anytime I've ever got to reach out to anybody that's not back at home, I always tell them represent. Bradley's up north playing.
In New
He
York.
said, yeah, in New York playing semi-pro ball. I talk to him probably every other month, or at least try to reach out to him because I know his dad really well. He
Right,
played
Mark.
for us for Team Florida.
Right.
But I always tell that, and when I was, you know what? it really, really made me feel good when he had an opportunity to go represent USA
Yeah,
in the
with the
Deaf Olympics.
yes. I told he
That was
played.
awesome.
He played with me.
Yo, I know he did, Reggie. I
Yeah.
know. No, I know
So
that.
we talk, Brad. Me and Brad, listen, man. Me and Brad talk all the time, man.
Yeah.
Brad is he's doing good, man. He's coaching. He's working with those kids up in New York. He's playing a little ball in New York. So
Yep.
I remember when he went to Mexico and played for a little while.
Right.
So
And
man,
to see him get to go over in Europe and represent
yes,
USA,
yeah,
I
man,
tell people that don't know anything about it, I said, listen, that kid right there, he's from Brevard County. He's from
yeah,
Central
man,
Florida. He's from Florida. I know him. He's representing. I think I told him I was real proud of him. I told him how, he went over there and he did his thing. And
yeah,
now
man,
I think he's working with girls now too up there.
yeah,
The
yeah.
girls
He is.
group.
He got a little girl squad. I
Yeah,
think
he
he's
loves
in
it.
the
He told me he enjoys it. I said, man, go do it.
I think he's
That's
in the school system. I
yes.
think, yeah. So
Yeah.
he's gonna put that whistle around his neck for a long time.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great. He was always a good kid.
yeah,
I always loved seeing him around the milk house when he would come in and play and
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, for
Great
sure.
memories, man. Great memories, man. It's good to
Yes,
see
sir. Yes, sir.
boys to men, boys to men.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For sure. For sure. So
Hey, Bo, you was gone back then, man. I think you was going across the water somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I was telling them last night, man. I missed
yeah,
that.
Jay missed about 8 to 10 years worth of
Yeah,
Hey, man, you missed some dog fights, man. I used to, man, battling with Jim Akers, the
mm-hmm.
Willie Anderson. Me and Willie used to go at it back and forth.
Yeah. Q
Man,
six.
I'm
Yep.
talking about
Yep.
some. But the thing about it, man, it was good, clean basketball. Guys out of
Right.
Jacksonville,
Right.
guys down south, because it was respect. It wasn't any animosity. We play hard. Everybody
Mm.
shaking hands. It was all love. So when I stopped coaching, I still saw those guys. It was always good. Played against the David Whites and the
Mm-hmm.
guys down in Tampa with Bay City Kings. So look,
Right.
man, we had some good old times, man. Some good games.
Yeah.
Uh, Playing against Brevard Bulls. Hey,
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Before I always had a nice look. They always had a steak.
listen,
They always had a
man, look, we had some
came
we
back.
had
I
some
don't
good dog fights, man.
but they
We had some
was.
good dog fights because we always played up,
Hey, what's the
play
guy
up.
name? You probably don't know him, Brett. But he used to play with Nino. He used to go play the little games over at the naval base. He was the coach. I think he was the coach for Rockledge at the time. I forgot his name. Um, uh, they say
Short guy? Is
no
he
tall
short?
guy. He about 6'8", 6'9".
Wow.
He was left-handed, but he was a part of the Brevard Bulls. He was part
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah, the Bulls had some good players, man. They had Marcus May too when Bradley was there. Marcus May that's playing for the
Yeah.
he's playing for who now?
Marcus
Play,
is
Is it Miami Dolphins?
it's somebody
yeah,
down here.
yeah, he playing with Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Always was a good, well-mannered, respectable kid, man. You just knew that he was going to do something, man. He did it. He did it big too.
And he's one hell of an athlete.
He's a hell of an athlete. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I,
man.
I saw him at a young age, and man, he was like I was like, this kid's like 2 years ahead of his time. His development, his
Yeah,
body. I was like, this kid's gonna be special. Yeah,
yeah,
and
man.
they were telling me. And sure enough, he did his thing. He did his
It's
thing for
cool.
sure.
It's like you said. It's cool to see those little
Yeah.
bitty, little bitty puppies grow up, man, and be successful, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's a handful of guys that came through AAU that play professional football,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I have one of them, Brandon Seiler from
Oh yeah, I
Evans.
know Big B.
Brandon played for us on Team Florida,
Right.
and then he went on and did his thing there at the University of Florida. And I know people question him on the basketball court, but he could do his thing. He was
Yeah,
strong as an ox.
and he was tough as nails. His son is he got a son that's I think he's in the eighth grade
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Zion's doing pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, he's starting to make a little noise. So I don't know which direction he's going, football or basketball, but he's doing good in both sports.
Hey, fellas, give me 1 second. I got to check on my dog here. Something's going on here. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Reggie, let me ask you a question.
Uh,
How do you feel that the NIL that the high school kids getting the NIL deal? How do you feel that it affects, and for future reference, the way they are looked at going into college?
that's going to help. That right there is a strong parental situation right there. You got to keep your kid grounded. I think it's a great opportunity because it brings a lot of monetary relief to the household. But like I say, it could be a blessing and a curse. It's all dependent upon how you structure that financially. You got to make sure that you got to keep your kid on the same regimen, but you can't just let him go overboard, because if you treat him like he's a professional athlete at a young age, he may not work hard. He might start working hard. So that's a thin line. You got to really make sure you manage your child when it comes down to that child getting money at an early age. You got to really manage that situation, because if you don't, that might be the last little bit of money he gets if it goes to his head, and you lose sight of what you got to do as a parent. So I think that's parental right there. I like it
So,
though.
so
I
let me
like
ask
it.
you another question.
Yeah.
Do you think that those high school players, when they get that NIL deal, do you think they're gonna stop playing AU ball and just focus on high school?
No, the reason why I say that is because you're trying to get as much sponsorship as you could possibly get, and as much exposure as you could possibly get. If you just if you just only play high school basketball and don't go abroad playing in AAU, your money's gonna be limited. The more you play, the more you perform, the better you perform, the more money you're gonna get. So I think them guys will stay out there hooping, because the brands are gonna be out there watching them guys play. You gotta follow the brands. The
They're probably
brands gonna follow the players. So if they start playing, then they're gonna miss out on some of that money. And think about it. I'm pretty sure when you get that NIL money, them brands gonna want you to go out there and represent too.
yeah. And you can pretty much pick and choose the tournament as
Yep,
well.
that's right. It'll be some stipulation to it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't let nobody burn my child out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's a lot more basketball to be played from high school to the next level, and then the next level after that, if that's what you're searching for.
Exactly.
But
So
it's very interesting that young guys are getting a chance to get some money now.
yeah, I mean, we kind of look at it and be like, we can, how the old school guys would say, man, we laid it down for y'all. Now we can say, hey, we laid this for y'all. We laid this down for y'all. You know what I mean?
And,
So, yo, everybody put their work in, man, to elevate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The way it is. You know?
and Brett was talking about Central Florida basketball. Um, I think Darius was a big star on Darius and Edgewater. Well, Darius and Edgewater squad played a very, very key role in regards to getting attention into Central Florida basketball. Because when those guys start playing good, they start peeking in, especially when they start going to New York to play Sebastian. Then Sebastian came back down here. That was a big deal for young guys right there. That started that ESPN televised games and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it made people start taking a peek in Central Florida basketball. Florida, period. They really start paying attention to the state of Florida and took us serious in basketball, because they like Brett said, it was just football, but they really started paying attention to Florida basketball when Dedham started that mission. And boy, I love every minute of it. Every minute of it, man. I bounced from Edgewater to Dr. Phillips to Jones. Man, I watched so much basketball back then, man, and it was fun watching it, because every night, man, every night it was a dog fight. Everybody was coming to play. Everybody was giving everybody their best game. So I loved it, man. I enjoyed being a fan in that era right there.
you definitely right about that because that's when Darius played against Fair and all
Yep,
that.
that's right.
Yeah.
Kinnears Ingram. He played Kinnears Ingram. He played, man. He played against a lot of guys, man. And that's when even when I think Boo came in, Carter Christian them. I think they came in and Yusef them came in around that starter mile time. So
Mhm.
it just kept building and building and building. Then you had Wesley Green out of Eustis, Jimmy Hudson out of Eustis. So you had Wayne out of Parker. So man, I went on the road with them guys when they were doing that when they were on that AAU journey, man. So that's what really sparked me in regards to getting back and putting it into my son because he was 8 years old at the time. And that's when I seen the Carlos Boozers, I seen the Chris Pauls, I seen so many guys, man, that were playing in the style of basketball that they were playing. It was time to go home and start putting it in to him and all the kids around him. You know what I mean? Trying to stay ahead of the game. And that's what I was telling you about when the USA came so close to losing to Serbia. It
Mhm.
also it changed my mind again. It got my mind to the point where future basketball is about to change right before our eyes because you're gonna start seeing Americanized European basketball being played in America more now. And the first team that really started was Utah, not Utah, Joker's. Joker's coach is a smart man. He took that style of basketball and brought it to the league. And that's a hard style of basketball with the right pieces. That's a hard style of basketball to even scout because it's really like they say it's position in basketball. It's hard to scout it because everybody can play.
Yeah.
And think about it. I think we won by what 5 or 6 points. Nobody dunked. Nobody dunked.
Mhm.
I came home, man, and started digging into learning it and understanding it, so I can go back and
Mhm.
start teaching the kids that I train how to read and react and how to play that motionless basketball. And it's gonna be, man, we can train, and I'm at the park with the kids, and then you may have some older guys that come out, and I may say, hey, man, you 4 guys, man, mind playing these 4 guys, and they kill them without even talking. Backdoor cuts. I'm talking about dribble handoffs. Man, all that stuff they putting together, man, it works, fellas. It takes some time to teach it,
Yeah.
but when a
Yeah.
child get it, oh my God, it's deadly. It's deadly, man.
For real. That's why everybody was tripping on me when remember when I first started coming in with coaching with King Florida, right?
Right.
And I told Scott, I said, man, I told Brett, I said, man, I ain't really trying to write up praise like that, man. I'm trying to do some read and react type stuff. You know what I mean? And
Man,
so it
listen, I
showed
tell you,
The
triangle.
triangle.
yes, it's a beautiful thing,
I
but
like it.
it requires time. If you take the time to teach it, oh man,
Uh,
it's a wonderful man. I love it. Like tomorrow, we go in the gym tomorrow about 5 o'clock. I've been doing so much reading react. Now I want to see them play. Just
mhm.
go and play. I ain't structuring nothing. I ain't telling you what to do. Just go and play and use those principles when you play now and watch how smooth and how much you read and understand by doing it.
Hey, Kev, hey,
Oh,
Kev, you remember you man, why you ain't saying that to him? Why you ain't saying that to him? It was the reason for that because the way I'm on that triangle stuff, so I do all my teaching. Well, you can see me when we in practice and stuff like that. That's when I'm on them and letting
right.
them know. On the time I can stop it and say this is what you're supposed to do. I can't stop it in the game.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Only way I can stop it in the game is come over and tell you to bring out the game,
Right.
picture right here, and say woo woo woo, right?
Right.
So in practice, that's why when I'm on the bench, I sit like that because obviously, yeah, sometimes you gotta tell those guys, even though they grown, I just put it like, hey man, y'all know what y'all need to do, but you always gonna have some people you got to like get in their ear. You know what I'm saying? Say something.
Yeah.
So with that kill, kill. I would tell the story about that though, but dude, that nigga he wild, but he be on you though, but at the same time when money is on the line, that's why I didn't a lot of times that's why I didn't say nothing, because at the end of the day, man, you putting your money up, man. And you
Yeah,
got,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You got a right to say, hey man, hey, you effing up, man. You know, what
that's
you
right.
doing? You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? But it's
Yeah,
cool. It's crazy that you got to tell a grown person to get on them like that.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody that played overseas or either trying to get there, you know how to play basketball.
Yep.
So you done seen it all, been there. So why you gotta have somebody in your ear constantly telling you pass the ball, rebound, or place the defense? Man, why you missed that rebound? Why you missed that assignment? You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mhm.
common sense. It's common sense stuff, you know. But I definitely get what he was saying, but that ain't really my style. But at the same time, but when I do get in it, I get in it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah.
and definitely Reggie. I mean Reggie. Hey, Reggie don't play when he on that sideline, man. I already know. I already heard about it. You know, so
Listen, that work we put in, man. The work we put in. But
yeah,
I had the easy philosophy with the guys. They understood, man. We walked through everything. I was meticulous. We walked through everything. And I
yeah.
tell the guy, do you understand? Say, yes, sir. I said, all right now. When that horn sounds and it's time for you to come out, don't be upset. You know why you're coming out. And they handled it, man. They handled it like me. Because me and Coach Dennis, man, that's my guy. Me and Coach Dennis had this thing where as soon as a kid comes out of the game, grab him,
Mm-hmm.
sit him right beside you so he can understand what he did wrong.
Right.
Don't take him and let him sit at the end of the bench.
Go to
Tell him what
internet.
he did wrong right then. So when he gets out on the court again, it's already fixed. A lot of
Right.
people get those kids and send them to the end of the bench, and they really don't understand what they did wrong. So you never corrected that mistake.
And then you try to put them back in the game, Reggie, and they do the same thing.
You do the same thing. That's right. So
Uh,
teach it.
Right.
Teach it as soon as he come out, grab him. Tell him what he did wrong, and we'll get ready. Pretty soon, he'll get right back into action, man.
And it's true. A lot of that falls on who's leading the group, and
Hello,
that's the coach. You
hello.
know, and a lot of I heard parents, man. I used to hear parents, and they had some good points because you would see a lot of that. The emotions of the coach would get kind of overtake, you know, and then you would just want to grab that kid and you just say, "Man, get down there, man, get down that bit." But you're right. That's not solving the issue at
No,
all. You
no.
know, they've got to know why. They've
Right.
got to know why. You know.
And that piggybacks off what you said in regards to today's players aren't playing. They're not doing enough training. Not when it comes down to group
Yeah.
basketball. You maybe everybody could have your perspective, individual trainer, but if you're going on that road, man, you kind of need them guys being sync. It's hard to get in sync, man, when y'all getting together on a Friday night and you leaving on a Saturday getting ready to go in a tournament. There ain't enough time. So you kind of depending on those kids to do their thing more than you do, as far as um you more dependent on those kids to kind of make you look good.
See, and another thing to piggyback off what you're saying on Reggie, I see a lot of high school coaches. They're forming AAU teams based off of their high school teams, and they letting the guys play summer ball together to build that chemistry. So when they
Yep,
get in the fall season, you don't have they already know you don't have to tell them too much or nothing.
that's right.
The chemistry already there.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I like that kind of coach because
Yeah,
that type of coach right there, he's not going in it for the wins and the losses. He going in it to build chemistry, camaraderie, and to put his kids out on the circuit playing against talent that's unified, that may be better than the team that they have, but that's teaching them kids to dig in, play hard. So when they come back home, they don't play against them super teams like that, and they do
right,
well.
right,
They do pretty good. So that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta if you for the kids, you got to do it a certain way. I don't. I understand you trying to make a couple of dollars X Y Z. I get that part, but when you become a coach, man, especially I feel like me personally, when you become a coach, man, your mission is to develop them kids, man, get them kids better.
Right.
However you can do it. Everybody don't have that same mindset. So I get it.
No.
I don't knock what Some guys do, but that's not what I signed up for. I signed up to get them guys in college, man, and wherever it takes them, man, God bless them.
Yeah.
Reggie, let me ask you.
You signed up. The way I always looked at it is you signed up to do it to pour into them.
That's right, because
That's
it's bigger
that's
than
the whole
basketball.
point of what we're trying to do for these guys, and for me it was to represent where the state of Florida, like, hey, we have an obligation as a generation to generation, to try to represent where we're all from,
Yeah.
because it means a lot to me to see a Florida kid do good.
Oh yes. And I keep up with
Always.
all of them. I try my best
Always.
to keep up with every kid that I find out is playing at a particular school. I try to
Yeah.
tune in and take a look at them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Of
What were
course.
you saying, Bo?
That
You were getting ready to say something? I think we
no,
cut you off.
go ahead.
No, I thought you were getting ready to say something. You said my name, and then we got to talking. Me and Britt started talking. You're getting old. Don't worry about it. It's gone.
Hey Jay, I'm trying to get Tyree on here. I sent him the link. I don't know. You're not seeing him come across there?
No, I ain't saying.
All right.
That's what I was trying to hit up right now.
Well, he's on the other end. He's on Messenger. I sent him the link to the StreamYard there. He said he already downloaded on there. So, and then
So,
YouTube
Reggie, let
link.
me ask you another question.
Uh,
Do you feel that the college coaches, you might well throw high school coaches in the whether the transfer portal in college and the way kids are transferred in high school, do you feel that the coaching, the limit on a coaching at a certain school as far as the contract, do you feel it's unfair with with the length of the contract that they're getting? Do you feel it's unfair?
you're talking about for the kid, for the coach. You're talking about for the coach to actually have the opportunity. You talking about the money? You talking about monetarily?
No, I'm talking about the length of the contract. Because some of these coaches that are going to these Power Five schools,
Right.
they used to be getting 4 or 5 year deals. Now they're only getting 2 to 3 year deals.
Oh, you're talking about the small deals now. They're not getting the big ones anymore.
Yeah, they only getting the small
Um,
deals.
because I think the college some of the universities are getting smart, especially when it come down when you got those super coaches, they're gonna be the ones that get the long term deals. And now you're gonna start seeing schools, they don't know how long that talent gonna stay because of all the kids that bounce around. You can have a powerhouse one year, and then the kids that aren't getting an opportunity to play, they may transfer out. So now the coach doesn't have that roster that he used to have before, and you start paying a lot of money
Yeah.
to this particular coach, and he's not bringing that talent in anymore. That Porter is that Porter's a rough thing, man. That's a rough situation. I get it. I get it when it comes down to some kids feel like they need to be on the basketball court. I get that part, but then you also have some kids that just transfer out because they want the W's. They're trying to get the wins instead of staying there, sticking it out, and just playing and waiting your turn. Nobody want to wait no more.
Nobody want to wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody want to wait, man. And
And
sometimes
Johnny
it's hurting them.
Dawkins, Johnny Dawkins, right down the road there, says what happens. He's seen a big change in the last couple years. Those kids that are, you know, maybe freshmen, sophomore, and even juniors that are coming off the bench, those kids probably won't be with you next year. The
That's right.
7, 8.
Because
He
they
Johnny
start stepping
Dawkins.
up,
I
they
listened
start
to him
performing.
on a podcast about a month ago or 2 months ago, and he knows that there's schools that have put people on staff. They're paying these guys to monitor these kids that play for them
That's right.
to see what's happening with the social media. Because a lot of these guys, just like you said, Reggie, each year you don't know if you're going to have that same almost close to that same roster next year.
Listen, man.
It's gotten crazy.
Hey, Brett, if Mikey Williams has a good year, he may be gone.
Well, exactly. You know,
So
now I think here's what I think about that. You can't be dumber than Rain that some of these guys you're bringing in could, you know, you have it's a double-edged sword, man. You
it
know,
is.
he goes who Mikey Williams is. He's had some problems there with the law, you know, and then now he's springboarded into UCF. You know, if he stays, that would be pretty amazing. But if he has a heck of a year, if I'm a betting man, he's not staying at UCF.
He's not, man, because they're giving out a lot of money these days, man.
Right. Of course.
And everybody already feel like he's bigger than UCF anyway. But it's just
right.
Since he got in trouble,
he's got to go that route.
Yeah, you got to go that route. And if he goes out there and shines, man, he won't be there next year. I know he won't be there next year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
so that's where it comes back to the coaches got to win now.
Yep.
We have to win now. You know.
That's the only way you stand a chance on those group of guys wanting to stay and play with each other too.
Right.
So it's a coin toss.
It is. It is. And I can imagine the pressure on, you know, a lot of these coaches to win. They've got to win right away, you know, because 2 or 3 years, that's about all you have now. And if you don't make something happen, they're looking to make changes.
Yeah,
you know?
They are. That's a fact.
So
and that's why you got to pour into them kids, man. Try to get the best relationship that you can with them, so that it's a possibility that they're so fond of you they don't want to leave.
Right.
And especially if you pouring into them now. If you got good contacts and good connections, the possibility of a kid leaving, and you got good pro ties and all that, they'll probably stick around and stay. But like you said, you got to have all your ducks in a row to keep them kids staying in those programs.
Like the situation going on right now at University of Florida for football. Okay.
Right.
That whole coaching staff brought in that kid from Texas. Okay. The freshman.
Right.
More than likely, that coaching staff is gone.
Yeah.
You know, I have 2 good friends that graduated from there. The one guy I know, his dad is a pretty good booster, pays a lot of money. Okay. You know, and there's already rumblings. Is that kid going to come back next year?
Right.
Because now everybody he was really close with, you know, a lot of these kids don't do that anymore.
No.
Maybe back in the day, I'd like to say the odds of kids staying and saying, well, let me give these guys a chance. It doesn't seem like they don't, the thought process, they don't think like that.
Well, look, hey, Britt.
Like, but I can't blame them.
It's not the kid. It's not the kid. It's the parents.
Right.
The parents don't think like that. The parents, they got that flight syndrome now. They flee in a heartbeat.
Right.
And now you got money behind it. So it's tough, man. It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't have them. I guarantee you will see less transfers if that NIL money wasn't around.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah. Of
But
course.
since that money's around, man, somebody's saying, I got X, Y, Z over here for you. And pack the bags. We finna go.
Yeah. I mean, I can't fault that if if Florida State's writing you a $250,000 NIL and University of Texas comes knocking and saying, hey man, we're about to pay you $500,000. You come to our school next year. Come on.
I know a kid in a situation like that now.
I believe it.
Signed with Miami.
I believe it.
And Oregon want him. And Oregon want to give him close to $1 million.
Yep.
So it's like, what do you do?
You know.
Better go for the money.
Yeah, that's real.
And then you have social media where the kids get bashed because they're doing this. But I'm sitting there saying, I've been around sports all my life. I mean, listen, I mean, you're telling me right now, all you people that are bashing this kid, if you had a son or a daughter, you guarantee y'all would be doing the same. You couldn't. I mean, line them up. Tell me, out of 10, 9 out of 10 people would be doing the same thing.
That's when that's it's always the people that don't have a horse in the race, man.
Right.
Always, because they know
And
in the world.
a lot of those people are keyboard warriors that don't know what the hell they're talking about either.
That's right. That's right. And they're jealous over the simple fact that this young kid is getting all this money at such a young age, and they're not benefiting from it. And it irks a lot of people to see them guys get that money. It really does.
We're all fans of teams. Like I'm a Seminole. We're hurting right now. We're 0-3.
That's me, man. I'm sad to death, but I knew when we
listen,
picked up DJ.
There's a lot of rumblings going on there. I think what's going on there is there's kids there that think they should be getting paid that are not getting paid.
That's the problem.
And that's creating some issues, man. I think in the locker room. But
man, look, we missed out on some key recruits this summer, because we didn't want to write that check, man.
Right.
That Ward.
This is what happens when you don't do that. This is what happens.
That's it.
Until they want to get back to the glory days, this is the world we're living in. Do I like it? No, I don't really like it. But you better come to the table with the Benjamins. If not, then it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right,
when we picked up DJ, man, sad to say, man, I knew we was in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
All y'all in trouble now.
We're in trouble. Yeah. I never really cared for the kid from. I mean, when Florida State played him when he was at Clemson, I didn't really. He didn't show me a lot.
Listen, when Clemson got rid of him, that's a red flag. Then when you see Clemson get rid of him, you know something wrong. Why would you turn around and pick this kid up?
Yeah, well, they missed out. I think they missed out on Ward at Miami, and then they didn't have a lot of options, man.
And see, they had first dibs on that, but they didn't want to stroke the pen.
Yeah.
Mine said we'll pay him. Look at it, and look, it's hard in the future to pick up wide receivers and running backs, man, when you ain't got a head of the snake right now.
Right.
Kids scared to go, man.
Yeah.
They like, man, I don't know what y'all gonna look like over there. So, man, we in trouble for a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
No, I ain't saying this.
You must be talking about them Seminole.
1-3, man.
You must be talking about them Seminole.
Yeah, man. I when we picked DJ up, man, my mindset was totally different. All from the time we picked him up to now, man, I don't fight on Facebook, man, because I knew we was in trouble. I said I was officially on mute this year. I knew it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, the Canes, they've been down for a while.
It's time, man.
I'll give it to them.
They coming, boy. They coming. Oh my God, they coming.
Maybe now y'all can win y'all ACC championship, man. I say do it for the ACC, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyree, what's up, man? What's good?
What's up, man? All is well, man. How everybody on here doing, man?
Good.
What's happening? What? I just that voice. I couldn't see the face that good. That voice let me know who I'm talking to. What's happening, brother?
Who was that, Reggie?
Yeah.
There he is.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Just chilling, man. Chilling.
I definitely can't complain, man. Good to be on here with you guys, man. Some savants on here and enjoying what y'all been I guess talking about I saw your first one, JB and Brett, man. I admired it, man. So when y'all asked me to get on, man, I just thought it not robbery, man, to jump on here, man, and chop it up and talk to some people with some real knowledge of what we talking about, man.
Yeah, man.
Real.
What
So
I will
it's
say
a
to you,
blessing, man. All the way, Rich.
we just did Reggie and anybody that we bring on. You got to tell it from the start to right now, man. Who you are. You know what you've done up to this point, from the beginning to the end. You know, explain. Just let everybody know, what's up
All
with
right.
you, man.
Oh man. Um. Tyree McGhee, born and raised Washington D.C. Man, migrated to the Florida area in '87 after doing a year at junior college in Maryland. From there, just tried to hone my skills as a basketball player, playing collegiately at Brevard Community College, and left there. Wind up coming up here to Atlanta to finish my last 2 years, '91 through '93 at Life University, being a part of the first basketball team that they ever had in the school history. So I'm a what you call a Jeopardy question now, and everything. So outside of that, man, just understanding the nuances of the game of basketball, and just jumped into my passion as far as developing, coaching, and enhancing and moving the game forward with the youth, if you will, and that's really, if I'm gonna toot my own horn, it's all about, helping the other kids, man. So just like I said, glad to be on with you guys, because from humble beginnings, man, I've known you guys what it is, 30 some years.
It's
Yeah,
been a while.
yeah, man.
30 some years, Reg.
Yeah, it's been a minute, brother.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
we that
yeah.
old?
I wouldn't call it old, because you don't call wine old,
We
Yeah, you're right.
seasoned.
We're
We
but
seasoned.
he said
Hey,
he don't call
season.
wine old.
Season. Yeah, you don't never say, man, I'm gonna drink this old wine.
No, I'm gonna drink this seasoned wine.
With season. So
We seasoned,
yeah,
bro.
man, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm up here in Atlanta. At the I'm gonna use a bad term, after fleeing Brevard, after leaving Brevard, man, of just pursuing my passion here, man, with some more basketball enthused people, that's allowing me to operate in my gifts of giving back and development, if you will, and encouragement and growth. So just planting my flag up here and everything, and I'm just making waves, man, on the humble side, but at the same time, I'm passionate about what I'm doing.
Right.
This is what I've been trying to do forever and a day over in the Brevard County area, but with the resistance and the mentality and things of that sort, I just had to go ahead and take, like LeBron say, take my talents elsewhere, if
Right.
you
Right.
will. So, but other than that, man, like I said, man, ultimately, man, I'm just glad to be on this thing with you guys, man, and chopping it up with some real people, man, that understand and know what's going on, and been there. Different
It's amazing.
conversation when you can talk to people like y'all that been there, that experienced it, that done been through it, and seen other players come through it and go to it. So a lot of conversation I choose not to have with certain generations,
That's right.
because it's just no understanding.
That's right.
Just no understanding. So
Yep. You're right
that's
about that,
pretty
bro.
much me in a nutshell. Yeah.
hey, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
uh
You
went to Brevard. The year I went to Brevard in 91, 92. And coach
mhm.
talking about, hey man, we had some guys that come through here, and your name came up with no
Mhm.
Purdue, right? And
No
he was
clue.
like,
My back.
what about 5'11"? Well, he played like he was 7 feet.
Five,
You know what I mean?
five, 5'8". I was
Uh,
5'11". He was shorter than me.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
and after that, I mean, you was a very good player. I think I wound up meeting you at the Joe Lee Center one time. At the Joe
Jody
Lee or
Smith
something.
Center. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jody
Joe
Smith
Lee.
Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My stint with those guys. One thing I pride myself on, guys, I can honestly say, through my tenure with Brevard and my tenure at Life, every last player that I played with, I'm still in touch with.
Right.
I'm still in touch. And when I say in touch with, not one of them high and buys, I'm talking about every holiday, I can expect to hear from about 20 or 30 former teammates.
Right.
And that means a lot to me because of the relationship we built as
That's right.
teammates.
That's right.
At every single holiday, I'm gonna get a Happy Father's Day, Merry Christmas, Easter, whatever other holiday we got, because we ain't got a lot of. But I'm gonna hear from my teammates, in random. And I really I pride myself on that. That means a lot to me because again, you go to war with these guys, man. You in the dorms, and you're living, a college life. Who's to say 30, 40 years later we would still be this close?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I credit that to just staying in touch with each other, man, checking on each other, and
Well,
it's been some tragic.
also Tyree, you guys being the inaugural team there at Life is
And
that's
life.
pretty cool.
Mhm.
That at
Mhm.
Life University being the first
Yeah,
basketball team to come through there.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And Life University, they've come a long way from those days.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yeah,
for sure,
the
for sure.
program first got started in '91, and
Right,
I've gone to a couple of games and sat in the stands and looked at the newness and the difference, and I'm kind of in awe because I'm like, wow, I was one of the first ones to lay the bricks and crank this up here,
right.
So a lot of pride in that and everything. But for the most part, the relationships that myself and my teammates still have to this day, we go on trips, family trips. We take the wives and the girlfriends. We go up to the mountains up there in Tennessee and enjoy
Mhm.
weekends and things of that nature. And I'm like, we sit and reminisce, and all that good stuff. But I'm just looking at the days from old, and we didn't know each other. We all came from somewhere different that
Right.
year, and we bonded the first day, and we're still bonded to this day. It means a lot. It means a lot.
Gerald, Tyree, he hooped against Homer.
Oh yeah.
Homer Gray.
Yeah,
And I was at the
yeah.
bar. Yeah. Homer was at Valencia.
So when Homer, probably you were a year ahead of him, Tyree, I think. So he might have been a freshman at Valencia.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Left-handed sniper.
Yep.
Yeah. Homer was at Valencia. I remember. And again, I mean, I look at playing against Homer, but when I was helping out with Nike South Beach, still that relationship, friendship.
Right.
Still that friendship. Me and Homer had some nice intimate conversations, man, about the game of basketball and things of that nature, man. Many a days over in Orlando, man. That was another thing about me. I always came to Orlando, man, to stick my nose in y'all business. I stayed in Reggie and them business when they was practicing at St. Mark. Am I
Yep.
lying, Red?
That's right.
Okay, so I can talk it. I can
Yep.
talk it. So
That was
Gerald,
headquarters.
I remember you at Wymore. I remember you at Wymore.
Imagine what y'all conversations like. My God, hey, y'all,
So
I know y'all get it in.
that was
I'm telling you,
that was the building block for me, man. I would just get my
yeah,
feet wet then.
Yeah.
yes, indeed, yes,
Asking a
indeed.
lot of questions, man, trying to figure it out, man. I wasn't scared to ask nobody either, but I wasn't scared to ask no question.
Hey, but Tyree, check this out.
You was on.
You had
Uh-huh.
the middle school team. You had like the little kids. You had what was the name of that? The team that you had?
Um, the
Oh,
the
game.
private school. Oh no. That was my youth. That was my youth organization gang. GANG. God's anointed now generation. That's when I actually watching Reg and them over at St. Mark's inspired me to go back to Coco to start something
There
like
you
that.
go, Reg. There you go, Reg. There you go, Reggie.
Watching Reg at St. Mark's, I'm telling you. And I give him his flowers right now. He know it. I always hit him on the book. Right? We
You hit that glitch on us. You hit that glitch on us.
So I remember my oldest brother. One night we was riding around. He said, "Man, little bro, I'm gonna take you somewhere where they get down at over here." And he took me to London. He took me to London doing. Johnny Benjamin was like, he said, the dude right there, he said, that's the baddest dude come through here. He was talking about Johnny Benjamin.
Yeah,
And
he was
I got
cold. Johnny was cold, man.
I hung on the fence and just watched. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I've been there.
Yeah, man.
I've been there and I seen him. You know, my oldest brother, like Reg ain't even know my oldest brother. We were brothers until recently, but they played ball and grew up together.
Hey, listen, man, that was my dog, man.
Yeah.
That sucker right there listen. That was a smooth. That boy was smooth right there, boy.
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Man, you know Reggie? I said, yeah. I was about to say, do you know Reggie?
Yes, man.
But he knew Reggie before I met Reggie.
Yep,
But
he knew me at Jones, bro. He knew me at Jones, man.
At J High.
Yep.
Give Reg high praise, man. So we sat around the day that, we found out that both of us knew Reg and everything. We're just talking about our relationship with Reg. Man, this basketball world small, man.
Man, listen, man, this basketball world is a trip, bro.
Yeah.
I never in a million years thought I would even be coaching. I never saw myself coaching basketball, bro.
Right.
That's amazing how that works, man.
And bro, you had some dogs. Boy, you
I
had some dogs in your
had,
kennel.
man, dude, we had a great run, man. That run was crazy, man. I tell people, Tyree, we might have lost in our age group because we played up from the age of 9 all the way up.
Yep.
In our age group, man, we might have lost 8 games.
If that.
All them years.
If that, yeah.
If that, because if anybody beat us, they was older than us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We went on the national circuit. We lost, like I said, when we were 3rd grade, we lost 2. 4th grade, we lost 1. 5th grade, we won it all. 6th grade, we lost 1. 7th grade, we won it all. 8th grade, we lost 2. And then we went on, So, man, you think about it, man. That's a lot of winning. So just imagine playing up, putting these kids in so many challenging situations. And when we came down to play our age group, because I used to always tell my kids, I'm not training and working with you guys to play against the kid in Jacksonville and Miami. I'm getting you ready for the kid in Detroit, Texas, New York. That's what I'm getting your mindset ready for. And boy, when I tell you them puppies came to work, man, they came to work, bro. I love them cats to death. To this day, man, like I was telling all the fellas, I talk to them all the time, man.
Yeah.
And for them to come back to you and say, man, I didn't understand it at the time, but now that I'm a man, I understand what you was doing and why you was doing it. That's the thing I reflect on, because I remember when I played football and all that stuff, how tough my coaches were. I didn't understand it at the time, but when I became a man, it made sense to me. And even these kids now I train. When I start off with them, I'm on them. But when the stuff starts to work, it starts to click, then they understand, all right, he ain't just getting on me just to get on me. He sees something in me, he just trying to push me through it. Even my own. He finally to the point where now the code is cracked. He locked in now. He locked in. But we talking about, thank God, 5th grade. Now I don't have to do too much fuss. Hey man, hold your form. You're missing the shot because of this. All right,
You can
I got you. I know why I missed.
talk to him now.
Now I told him, I said, by the time you get in the 7th grade, I should come to the game just like this. Unfolded. It builds it brings forth a better a better father-son relationship. Because you don't have to do all that work, and now I can sit back and talk to him and he understands where I'm coming from with it. But I put him through a lot of challenges, Tyree. This the first son that I really can say I have been playing against older boys. I'm talking about whoever comes to the court, 10th grade, 11th grade, 9th grade, and he played them. He ain't scared of them at all. I did it with Reggie, but they wasn't that old. You know what I'm saying? I did it with my other son, but they wasn't as old. But man, I said to myself, man, I started looking at Luka, them documentaries and stuff. Man, they playing at 14 years old against grown men.
Right.
So I said, if I could change the mindset and the psyche at a young age, anytime he stand up in front of somebody's age, it ain't gonna be nothing. He gonna really go, you know, and I tell him, man, play hard. I tell all of them, man, play hard. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And that's the biggest thing with kids. You gotta challenge them early. You gotta put them in unfavorable situations early, and you gotta love on them even if they make a mistake.
Right.
Exactly. Have y'all ever heard this saying, especially about these kids today? You know, these kids today are afraid to get tired.
Listen, they're not only afraid to get tired. Listen, hey Tyree, listen. Listen. I had a kid whose dad called me about dad called me about a week ago. Hey man, we gonna get my son, get him back in the gym. This with this. I said, yeah, okay, man. Look, I'll come pick him up. So I brought him he was training with me maybe 2 years ago, but he stopped coming, right? So this happened to be he came a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Friday I generally train, but on Friday I let him play so he can put this stuff supplied and play. So he came and one of them pit bulls that won the pit bull 2 years ago, put them clamps on him and bit him up real good. I ain't seen him no more, Tyree.
Right.
Said, come on, I called the dad, man. I said, hey man, where your son at, man? He said he ain't talking about coming no more, man. I said, man, that's what he need though. He need to go out there and challenge this kid so that he get that plug and get thick too. But they rather just fall back from it instead of competing.
These kids are quick to not want to get tired because they need so much energy for the social media when they get finished doing what they're doing. Because I'm playing. I just say you're just doing what you're doing. But at the end of the day, they're afraid to be embarrassed.
That's the one. That is the number one word. And I associate that with being afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to fail, man. You got to play through all this stuff, man, because when you come out on the other side after fighting, man, you're gonna feel so good about it, man. But if you don't take that challenge, and you set yourself up to fail, man.
Yeah, they're afraid to be embarrassed.
A lot of those kids used to run. I used to hear them on other teams going, Coach, when are we going to get exposure? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And then they get up out in front of that big exposure and them college coaches, and then they shit all over themselves.
Freeze up. Knees get weak, spaghetti legs.
I used to tell them, I said, man, y'all need to be quiet and go back and work on your game because you're getting exposed. You ain't getting exposure. You're getting exposed.
That's right, man.
I used to tell them like it was. I didn't lie to any of them.
Right.
I got criticized a lot down in Brevard by what I would do my math because our funds wasn't where they needed to be as far as going everywhere. I would work, quote unquote, practice for a whole month and go play in one tournament. Come back home, work out for a whole month, and go and play in one tournament. Because a lot of teams over there were just going every weekend,
Right.
and they work out together maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, and they wasn't ready. So my message to my managers is, if we're going to go short funded or not so much of undeveloped, at least we're going to have some chemistry and a skill set so we
We're
can
gonna compete.
survive.
Yeah,
Get
we're gonna
out there.
compete. That's real.
We're going to
Yeah.
and I lost a few kids. When I say lost a few kids, I had a few kids who parents wanted to go,
Of
and
course.
but their kids didn't get what they needed to get. All they tell you at the end of the summer was where they went. And I'm like, okay, after you
Well, it's like one of these commercials, ain't
He looks like Arnold. Goddamn. He look like Arnold.
it? Hey man,
What you talking about?
that
What'd
glitch
you
green.
do, Gerald? You mute him up?
Hey, you were looking like Arnold, dog. You was cooked like Arnold, dog.
me,
Yeah.
I don't
Come
know
on.
what happened. But yeah, I was privy to always coming to Orlando, Jacksonville, and Miami and Tampa. Those
Right.
were my cities. I had a couple of connections that were basically new people in those different cities where I
Yeah.
can call them up and say, "Hey, I got a few guys, man, who needs to be battle tested. Can you give me 2 games at a rec center on a Saturday?"
There you go.
And that's how I got started.
Yep.
You know. So I had a good little plan, I would say, but when you have the wide eyes and bushy tails that just want
We lost him again.
Hey, look at that expression on his face.
Hey man, y'all ain't right.
Come on back, brother. Come on back.
What, Gerald? What are you doing over there with the control board, man? You better get that control board going, Gerald.
There he comes. He coming back.
Hey, shoot you back, dog. Hey, hey, Tyree.
It's that Wi-Fi.
Hey, Tyree.
I think he hears you, but
Yo,
Tyree.
you gotta remember he's way up in Atlanta.
oh yeah, he is in Atlanta.
He's probably best just to shut it down and come back on.
Yeah.
There you go.
He might get back. He's trying.
There he is.
Yeah, there you go.
What's he doing? Moving his phone?
He might have a little camera, tripod or something.
Oh, okay. That's what he's doing. All right. I got my hand.
I know. I got mine propped up on something, sitting, standing
Exactly.
up.
I'm not that bougie, Reggie. Yeah, man. By this time next year, Gerald's gonna have me decked out and everything.
Yeah.
Lay it out in the studio.
Yeah, there you go.
You have a studio, bro. You were like Ed with the deal, bro. Hey, y'all be watching Ed with the deal?
Yeah.
Tyree. His audio then went out. Yeah, audio.
Just I ain't sure. Oh man, they need to
Probably
go ahead
reset
and
it.
challenge that.
Any college football on tonight?
Yeah, college football and on. He touchdown
Who playing?
on. Oh, South Alabama and uh,
Tulane.
no, not Tulane. It's another small school.
Oh, okay. You know the Jets and the Patriots playing too.
That's what I'm watching now.
Yeah, I see they just scored. Well, I don't know if they're gonna call that a touchdown or not.
I mean, he broke the plane.
Yeah.
He broke the plane by the time the knee hit the ground.
Oh man, excuse me.
Yeah, brothers, I'm on that too. It's time for me to go do daddy mode, my brothers.
All right.
All right, Reggie. Thanks for coming on, man.
I enjoyed it, man.
All right.
I enjoyed it, man. It was a
We
pleasure.
need to get you back on again, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. You know, you always
Yeah.
welcome.
Anytime, brother. Just let me know.
Let me
Yeah.
know. Hey, man. Round of applause.
Mic check.
Yeah. Reggie, all. See you
Appreciate
next
Tyree,
it.
you hear us? Tyree.
Tyree.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
T, I'm signing off, my brother. I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll catch you on the next one, man.
All right, bro.
Yes, indeed,
Much
fam.
love.
Good time, baby. Yes, sir.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, Reggie.
All right.
I apologize
Hey,
for that. Yeah,
Tyree,
I had to move close to the.
what happened to the kid that was over there in Oldsmar, man? That you was training.
We were poop. He's overseas playing somewhere. I can't remember what his dad said. No playing. I mean, not Orlando, overseas playing, but I don't. It's one of those leagues where you can get exposure. Because one highlight that I saw him play looked like real Reggie. Like, he went all the way overseas to play on three. So I hit him every now and then just to say hi, hello, just staying in touch. But you know, at times, man, when you asking or I guess giving your opinion, they take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're hating, and that's so far from the truth. I'm just concerned. But whatever happened to when you was the young, you took that advice that
Yeah. See,
you took that.
happening, man. You build that up, and then next thing you know, nobody wasn't even dealing with him like that. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you get people to your ear, and then you stop listening to the young yourself that basically got you in that situation. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember you were telling me a little bit something about that, and you didn't really want to talk about it.
yeah,
You didn't really want to get into it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know it hurt you, man. I know it hurt
yeah, really did because first seen him take to his 12th year. Uh, she wasn't going to see. He was at Oldsmar and Booby was in that OT and Booby was inquiring about him. So I introduced the mother to Booby, and after talking everything, Booby told him and it, lady got me outside the parking lot and said, why did I introduce her to
like go somewhere, another spot in the room or something. Go to another spot in the room, like going in and out.
I'm here.
uh,
You know what I'm saying? Can you like go to another location in the room or something? Like going in and out. There you go. You hear me?
Trying to go somewhere else.
There you go.
That's better.
Yeah, but
That's better.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
yeah, that's better.
All right. I done went to every part of it.
Yeah,
The only place you ain't gone is the bathroom.
like what I dealt with a couple guys I trained. Y'all in their ear and
Yeah.
they got all the business. They know what they're doing now.
What was the kid's name from Oldsmar?
Elijah Weaver, called him Pooh. Elijah Weaver
Oh,
went to
Pooh. Yeah.
USC.
Oh, okay, Pooh. Yeah. His dad played
I've
at
been,
Rockledge.
Maurice Griffin.
Maurice Griffin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been dealing with Pooh since Pooh was in 5th grade.
That was a breakdown
Pooh
boy.
got the
He played for Breakdown.
he went he went down to breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
He got in Florida Air because of me.
Right.
I went down
Right.
Oro. A lot of them got down to Florida Air because I laid that foundation with Kwame Osborne.
Right.
That
Right.
him and Reggie, call him Bowman. They opened the door for the locals to start coming to Florida Air. A lot of people don't talk about that, which I don't either, because it's about helping the kids. But Bradley Christian got to Florida Air through that
Right.
pipeline.
Right. Right.
Von Gordon got to Florida Air through that pipeline. Julius Reed, not
Right.
Julius. What's the other light skinned kid name?
The Spanish kid that played at University of Florida. Hodge.
Or to Hodge.
He
What's
played.
on?
He played at Florida Air.
These guys came after Walter Hodge because Goporo kept getting
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rico, Europe.
What happened to him? Anybody know where he went?
He's up at West High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I mean Knoxville, Tennessee.
Poro is the head coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He left Florida Air and went somewhere where Coach Barnes for Texas, and when Barnes got to Tennessee, he brought Goporo on as a player person
Right.
developer. So he
Okay.
left Tennessee and took a high school coaching job up there in Knoxville at I think it's called West High School.
Okay.
Mm.
They had that big white boy, that Russian kid, Sasha Khan.
Yeah,
Kid
Sasha
played
Khan.
it. He went to Kansas. Played in Kansas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, Florida Air, they made a run there for couple years in a row. They had
they had a
they
good
had a program rolling, man.
they had a good run for life. But I factor this in, Coach Brett. When you're playing A, you getting kids overseas, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
stay in. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
stay. But when it was time to play the Evans, the Miami Eyes, the Tallahassee Ricketts, they had problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got my man here, Kevin, man. He's from that area, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
From
Kevin's from Tallahassee. Tyree.
okay,
What years you talking about Tallahassee? What years you talking about Tallahassee Ricketts had a problem?
No, he was saying
no.
that Florida Air playing against
Yeah,
Rickards
Florida,
had problems.
they played people like Ricketts and them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nah. I'm a big fan of Rick, man. I think my youngest brother, was it against Ricketts or Mark and them played against Ricketts. I can't
You're talking about when Mark and them played the state in the
in
when
this.
they Yeah, Rockledge. Yeah, who was that? That might have been. Was that the semifinal game or the final? I don't.
The
Or the semi.
semifinals. Yeah, both of
That.
them did final four.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that year that would have been 90. So that was 93, 94, 90, 93, I think. I'm
okay.
trying to remember. But Mark and them made it to state champ. I thought they made it there when was he younger
He
or
was
was he
young.
not?
Faulkner made it when uh, a, and I think Mark made it when they were a senior. I think I could be
Okay.
wrong. I could be a year off. Could be a year off. But yeah, they went back to back years. Two different schools went back to back years. But Rick has sent them back down to Brevard with a little tail between their legs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just keeping it real. you,
Yeah.
you leave out of that zip code, man. It's different numbers
Yeah,
everywhere.
Malone got us. Malone got us my senior year, man.
Who was that?
Malone up
Malone.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
they cheated us, man. And I don't.
Yeah.
If you win,
Malone, they're up in the panhandle, Tyree.
I
Okay.
can deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little school right there between Tallahassee and Pensacola.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we was basically looking at it was like a mirror. We was looking at each other.
Mm,
For the same personnel pretty much. So it
right.
was an even game. You know what I mean? It was an even game, but it was just them refs, man. It just they was
Yeah.
already up 15 pretty much like up 10 pretty much the whole game. And
Yeah.
then I got in foul trouble and I wound up sitting out most of the third quarter. Most of the I got my 3 fouls in the first half.
Okay.
And then I came out, started the third quarter, got a real quick foul, and then now I'm sitting down for the next 5 minutes. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? And then I
You
came back in. I hit like 4 straight threes, like when I first got back in. So we cut the lead down to like 6, 7 to 6. So
ran out.
now game now.
Yeah.
So then we wind up going in. At the end, I could have won it, but I made a rookie mistake. You supposed to just look before the ball come to you to see if they coming up. So we had wind up taking the ball out at the end when they scored, right?
Uh,
So they called a timeout. And I seen the dude where he was at, so I just kind of thought like, nah, he's not gonna get up there that quick. You know what I mean? So I looked and did this here, and I caught the ball, and I went like this here.
he
So
was.
if I would have turned and seen him like I supposed to do, then I
Uh,
could have avoided it. So he caught me where he almost made me travel. So
gotcha.
Scooter came up to get the ball, and Scooter turned his back. So I'm
Uh,
trying to hit him. I'm trying to hit him with the ball, so the ball to come back to me, right. So the dude stole it, and then he gave it to Fred Bryant, and he wound up scoring, but he wound up traveling. So we get it back.
gotcha.
We get it back now. So I'm like, damn, I like came up here and blowed the game, man. God damn, like that, right? So we take it out. Uh, the score was tied. The score was tied. So I already thought. I said, man, I'm gonna come down here and pull up. It was like probably about 8 seconds left. About 8 seconds left. So
Hey,
all I needed just to get around on the dude name was Mendez Baker. That was his name. He was guarding me. Him. And then they called a foul.
uh,
So now we now like another chance to take it out on our end now. So coach called the play where that time when we played against Bronson out of by what, Hawthorne and Gainesville area.
Yeah, Bronson's by
Yeah.
Gainesville.
So he just basically take the ball out, boom, get it back to me, and I do my thing. I went, took the pick, and go around, but them niggas came and did like this here, so I wound up passing. So I wound up passing to Mario, and Mario could have won the game though. It went round and came out, and
yeah.
then in overtime they wound up winning by 4.
You
You know,
you you know who all gave you your flowers, bruh, man, in our conversation. And I gotta call him and check on him, man. It's been a minute. That daggone Johnny Collins, boy.
oh yeah, yeah, that's my dude, man. That's my dude, man.
Jay,
Dude,
man,
uh,
Johnny love you, boy.
yeah, he was always hands on with me, man. He was always
Yeah,
hands.
Johnny, every time we talk basketball and then we get on Orlando, You are the topic of the. I said, man, I know him, man.
Yeah.
Nah, Ty, man, you should have seen when he was at Wymore, man. JB, man, and this, that, and that, man. I say, man, I know him, bro. But go ahead, though. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
man, I remember one time when I was we was in the gym, and that's that time you had came up to the school,
uh-huh.
and we used to see in the gym. I think we was practicing or something like that, and I already knew because we had talked before over at Jolie, right? And
Yeah.
I ain't even know your last name. I just said it just went like right on point. Like I was like Tyree McGhee, like that, right? And you said, nigga, that's my name. That's my name, like that. He said, the dude said, man, that's his last name. I was like, for real? I was like, it was crazy, man. That was crazy. I was like, damn. But I was like, Tyree McGhee. And I was just trying to be funny. He was like, that was your last bit away. I was like, oh man, everybody was like, man, that's his last name. You know what I mean?
Hey,
But hey, man, I can hear a lot of stories about you, bro. Uh,
those
not Derek Sharp, but uh,
Lil,
Lil
Lil,
D, Lil
Eric Lil.
D. He said y'all used to play,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
D Little.
He little.
he look, hey man, hey, he's like what you call I ain't gonna say the underdog, but he was that like Mighty Mouse, man.
Yes,
That
he
was
was.
Mighty Mouse.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Man, just that if you'd have had some, like if you'd have been by my height or 6'3", 6'4",
Ooh,
man,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
he had that IQ, man. He had that IQ, man.
I love watching you guys play when I was done at Brevard because I was still ooh. When I done in '89, you remember I went to 91. So between 89 still hanging around, staying in shape, get in
Yeah,
school. So
yeah.
coming to the campus and playing with you guys, William Hanford, Dirk,
Mm,
Dirk Little, I stayed polished.
yeah.
Corey Chandler.
Coy Chandler, yeah.
Yeah. Derek, man, Gerald, you remember Derek Little used to in that voice of his, man. He used to get in everybody's ass, boy.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
Derek, if you weren't doing what you were supposed to be doing, he wasn't afraid to tell anybody.
yeah,
But that little voice, that little squeaky voice he had, but
yeah,
he used to get up in people's butt, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was Coach Smith's coach on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, for sure.
I say a lot of credit. I give y'all guys a lot of credit for keeping me sharp because when I got the call to go visit Life, I was in shape and ready because of y'all dudes. Because of y'all dudes, every single day we at Jolie, we at Bavard. In the every day, not every other day, not 2 days. Every day we wetting up t-shirts. We
Yeah.
sweating. We had to bring 2 and 3 t-shirts to the gyms.
Oh,
You
y'all
can't even catch a soul now in Jolie.
got service now.
You can't. Hey,
Oh,
Brett, guess what? You know they got a brand new Jolie Smith Center
Where's that?
oh yeah.
right next to it.
Really?
A state of the art Jolie Smith Center. So the gym
Wow.
played
Uh,
in is
uh,
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Just sitting there, right there, man. That's amazing.
It'll take you literally 25 steps to walk in the new Jolie
what's
Man,
up?
the old Jolie used to be packed every day.
Yeah.
hotbed. That was the hotbed of Brevard. That's where you went
Yeah.
to get tested at, right up in there. It's
Or
just
if you couldn't get a run there, you went out to West Cocoa.
out the West Coast.
Love was that was the gym. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of room and stuff like that. So and Jolie, you really need to know how to play basketball. You know, go to basket, you can't look it in because you look it in your back. You know, you're gonna have back hurt.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But then the other end was cool. But it's like, it was real intimate, and then when everybody in there, man, it was just like coming there late, man. I was gonna just sit down,
Sit on the side if you came in
popcorn,
there.
go sit down.
You know,
I remember when I first came in there, Derek took me in there. Yeah, man, we going to Joe Lee. The gym over there off what? All right, so we get up there, and it was packed. Yeah, Shaq them in there. You had Mark. Everybody was in there, right? Actually, they was on the court. So that's when I first met Carlos. So I'm sitting on the bench.
Oh,
I'm sitting on the bench, right? On the right. And man, boy, we got all these people, man. We ain't gonna play like that. He said, no, we got my man gonna hook us up like that. So we had to wait. We waited about 3 games. So now we cold. It's already cold in there, right? So I'm like, man, I said, dude, man, that's cold, man. Like they said, oh no, we next, we next.
exactly.
So we get on the court, man. It's like I think I needed a cane when I got up, man. You know, it was just, we just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there like, man, I'm tight. So now, we get out there. We done ran up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got the ball. So I'm sitting like I really not that I checked out. I was just like I sat too long. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how you gotta just kind of get right. So I shot a half harder shot. And I said, damn, I know that's also finally a shot. So I didn't follow the shot, the ball, it hit the rim and then it hit the backboard, then it go up. Man, I fought the shot and I done went up like this here and Carlos down here. Boom! Like this, it's like that. Right? After that, they were like, "Man, listen, boy, yeah, dog, hey," because they were telling them about me. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, "Damn, boy, you right, you right." And after that, shoot, man, I got down with Torrent. All of them was in there. Torrent, all of them
Yeah.
like they started coming up to the. Remember they started coming up there, practice with us a little bit, like run with us a little bit,
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's when I seen Torrent. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I liked it. Mark was more,
Yeah.
kind of like robotic a little bit with it, but Torrin was just fluid, man. He was just fluid. But we was playing like a little thing with the girls, we did a little run with the girls. So me and Torrin and Mark was on the team. So they had to throw it down the court, and I kind of missed it. So I turned right to turn like to my left, and if I would have turned around, I wanted to be able to throw him the hoop. So all I did is just caught it and threw it behind my head like that to the basket. Man, Torrin caught that thing like that, man. That thing little, hey man, yeah, like this. I mean, it was just like, man, I'm telling you, man, it was like thunder when it went down, bro. I said, damn, Tyree wasn't playing when he said this nigga was. I was like, whoa, whoa. Yeah,
You,
man,
you
yeah.
you know what?
And we used to go play in Rockledge. What's the coach name? That was at Rockledge? The little tall dude used to play with Nino. Used to play with Nino.
Reggie Johnson.
Reggie, that's it is. That's his name.
Yeah,
Reggie. Yeah. Left hand. He was smooth with it too.
Mm.
that was pretty good.
One
Yeah.
thing that bothered me about Hawk never worked out.
Yeah. He told me. He was telling me that stuff.
Hawk never. All Hawk did was got put his clothes at the. He never watched basketball before he started playing basketball. He used to ride the little BMX bike,
Mhm.
and I'm like, man, the kid has a gift because he never worked the game.
Yeah.
And that used to bother me. I worked on my game,
Yeah.
and I'm like, kid right here don't understand his gift. Um,
Mhm.
we used to look at him like, bruh, if you just worked out a little bit, another thing that used to make me upset when I used to go watch him play at Cocoa High, there'd be a points early quarter. He subbed out so the guys on the end of the bench to play. Like, man, who does that? So he's sitting on the bench, and I'm like, man, what you doing? Man, they gotta play, And I'm like, no, they don't. I couldn't stand that nice dude, man, as far as spreading
Yeah,
the
yeah. I always think he had a good spirit about him, man. He always had
definitely,
a good spirit about him. You know.
definitely, man. So, but like I say, that was my vendetta against. But that's just who he was. It just was. I want to take your heart out, set it on the table, get an axe, cut it. You know, feed it to you. He wasn't he now when it was time to lace him up, he can boogie. But I just was like, little bruh, man, you just take arts, man, and just I know, I know, man, okay.
You think
Yeah,
But
he he
think his
he
heart was
liked
in
them
it?
girls more than he liked that basketball too, Tyree. He loved them damn girls, man. They come to watch the games.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes he
yeah.
did. He did. Yeah, he put on give you something to go home and talk about. And at the same time, when you was around him, he always made you feel a part of his circle.
Yeah.
He that was the coolest dude, man. He was. I don't think he knew any enemies, anything of that nature. Everybody, he was a friend to everybody, man. And like I said, I'm not saying it as if something was wrong, but a cool little dude. I don't know where, maybe brother,
Hey,
but
I want to ask you like when you first started coaching and everything like that. What became your coaching style?
my style, my
Yeah. What is your coaching style like?
my style was you had to have a basketball set. You had to be able to pass, shoot, dribble, and help somebody else be successful. That was my style.
Mhm.
And what we did, which
Playing
was
style, the playing style became your style as coaching
yeah,
per se.
my personal relationship with my point guards, they real not if you will, but get the job done. But everybody around you had to be happy. Had to be happy. Now, basketball, team, I will always develop a run that can slow the ball up, and that can be pressed. Those
Mm,
four, were, um, we can. If a team ran, run with you. If a team walked that thing up, we can walk it up. Because I ran in style offense with a running team
mhm,
because I wanted my guys to think basketball. So if I can outsmart you, I could dominate you. And that's what I instilled into my guys. That's
Right.
just that was my secret sauce because when you talk about gang or teams that Tyree coach, you will always have to say, man, they can do everything
mhm,
because we worked on out, boxer jabbing, defending, taking charges, making free throws. The small nuances that people don't even talk about no more today. Those were the things that we worked on and did religiously in the practice and workout. And it made a difference in the kids because we didn't have I wouldn't say a lot of high level talent, but we did have enough talent that can go somewhere and just play.
mhm.
That can play. You can put a lot of my guys in the game, and before they'll hurt you, they'll help you.
Yeah.
That just was my way of doing things, and it took a lot of patience though, Jay.
Mhm.
You had to have patience to develop that, and a lot of people did. They didn't. They wanted to run and gun, shoot the ball. I'm like, nah, we make these folks play basketball. So my guys was kind of interesting because you was going to see offensive sets. You was going to see some quality. You was going to see teamwork. You wasn't going to see kids barking at the referees. You wasn't going to see the parents of the teams talking to the referee because I didn't. I didn't talk to ref. I still get that praise today from all the officials in Brevard County. They say, man, you don't never say nothing to the referees. I'm not a referee.
Yeah.
I'm a coach. I don't allow my players to talk to the referees. But that was an unwritten rule that I inherited because I never wanted to be that team that when we walked in the gym, people, oh man, there they go. I never wanted to have that, man. Never wanted to. So, and we would have games where referees would make a call. And they'd look at me, and I'd be like, "You missed it," but I'm not barking at them. And man, come on, man. I never prided myself on that. So to this day, the Kenny Smiths, the what's the dude name? That's the commissioner of the referees now. Light skinned guy. I can't remember his name, but I'm looking at his face. But they were Calvin. That's his name, Calvin. Like guy that's old referee. They will always say every time they see that, man, we not a keep barking at us, all that kind of. That's just not my. That's, players was always managed, well coached, and well disciplined. One thing I learned watching Gaporo at Florida play and people saying something back. You could not talk back to a fan that was do something contrary to what we practice.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't do it. And my players knew if they did do it, somebody be at the table. And when you come to the side, if it happens, well, coach, why you brought it out? You're interacting with somebody that's not in our practices. They ain't strategizing the games with us. So you mean to tell me my person you to do something against the game plan? We agreed to help us win this game. And it used to be just simple. It used to be just that simple. You know, when we eat after game, my players couldn't sit and eat out of the set. It was an unwritten rule. You had to go and eat and with each other. So it was a lot of stuff that we did off the court. On the court, that was, I would say, a beautiful thing, man. Organized that nature.
Hey, it was something I want to ask you too.
Mm-hmm.
We can be open about it now. Situation in like the Southeast, man.
Man, when me and you was down.
Yeah. Oh, Brett was there too. Brett was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Brett was down there too.
Brett was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Like he's
Tyree was so.
Help me
there.
out. I'm trying to
Brett
plug.
was there.
You was, Brett?
Yeah, you were on the other end though. Tyree was on the other end of the court.
Yeah, he was on the other end. He was on the other court. Not by the door. The one on the far end. The second. You was over there chilling on the bleachers over there, man.
What happened, Jay?
Nah, you was brother. Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, help me a little bit. You know we been trying.
Okay, let me help you out. I'm a baby step. Baby step. Okay, the whole time that we was in there, what did you see? That we talked about.
Hold on, let me get back to the. Jay, say it again.
Yeah, I know we getting old. Man. Bro. But what did we talk about? Go ahead and put it out there.
Dang.
It was a lot of confusion in there, man. There was a lot of confusion.
When DeMarco got that fight,
came down to what Boo was trying to do. You know, he brought us in, but we didn't really have. I already knew what was going on, but you know, you had said, "Well, damn, you know, I didn't know it was like this." You know, I don't know if I want to. You know, I don't know about this right here.
Yeah, I remember now. We were phased out. Right, am I right? Yeah, we were phased out. What by popular demand? Is it safe to say that? And me and you conversation was like, damn, man, we've been up and down the highway, in and out, got your back, holding you up when they kicking you and shooting at you and throwing darts at you. And to get this kind of treatment. Nah, man, we got too much sweat equity into this, man, to get treated like this, man. It
The only
wasn't fair.
thing I'll say about that day, that day that I went down there, when y'all were there, I would come up to Gerald and go, "Hey Jay, I don't know half of these guys on the other side over here, but everybody else had a different story about why they were there.
It was there.
They would tell me that they were getting ready to coach such and such, and then 20 minutes later, I'd run into somebody else that I didn't know them from Shinola. I would hear them talk, and they would say, "Yeah, I'm going to be coaching such and such." And I was like, "Wait a second, that joker over there just told me he was going to do that." I was like, "What is going on around here?"
It, it became a jockey and match, and then it became cutthroat. And
Oh
we
yeah,
was
I went over to Gerald, man. I was like, "Man, I'm just going to stay over here because, man, every one of those jokers on the other side over there have a different story about really why they're here." And
that
I'm thinking to myself, the person that knows why you're here, he's getting ready to show everybody. Have you talked to him? Because you're
right,
acting like you've already been anointed the coach of this and that.
right.
I don't know how many of those guys were saying that. That was hilarious, man.
I remember that was the gym that had the net in the middle, right?
Correct. And remember, Tyree at the end, he set everybody down. Booby set everybody down and talked to everybody on the other side.
And that
And
was the labor.
that was the part where y'all started looking at those faces
Put it down.
when Booby started talking.
Yeah.
Those were the guys in the beginning of our workout that were saying what they were going to do, and then Booby just laid it down to him and told him,
It,
"Here's what we're doing." And those guys' faces were like they saw a ghost.
oh,
And I was
did.
like, "Well,
I remember like it was yesterday night.
yeah."
Gerald, you know what I thought you were talking about when that night practice at Wymore? We practiced at Wymore, and the kid that I had bring down from DC, DeMarco, got
Mario, yeah.
fight because me and Pippen were sitting up there like looking like, man, I can't big nigga, man. But that's what I thought you was talking about. But no, I remember.
That's when I said I couldn't do it, man. It was just too many. It was just too many new faces, man, and it was, that it just was like fake to me, And I said, I walked up to him, but we was actually we was like watching, Lil Scotty was out there and everything, and they was going through the plays and stuff like that, and I was just sitting there like, man, this ain't what it is.
Yep, I
This
remember.
ain't
Yeah,
And I already knew, for you, because you already had brought somebody in there, so it ain't like you can just say, "Hey, man, we're gonna go ahead and go boogie." You know what I'm saying? You had to sit there. You know what I mean? Because you and Booba already talked. So I'm sitting there looking at it, and somebody was saying to me because I had, you know, I had we had just came back. I think we had just came back from JW Marriott. So we had the thing out there. Where I had took a picture. I had took a picture with Roy Jones. So I had put it on Facebook. So I told them, I'm right here now, man. I did a live or whatever. Right? I'm out, we in the gym, and they seen Scottie Pippen. They were like, man, why you ain't take a picture with Scottie Pippen? I said, man, listen, man, I'm gonna be here. You know what I mean? At the time, I'm gonna be here. You know what I mean? Take a picture with. I'm not really like starstruck like that, but it made sense what they were saying. Hey man, that man won 6 championships. He played with Jordan, boom, 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 whatever. But I was like, shit, as long as I know I'm gonna be here or whatever like that, I'm gonna wind up getting the picture. But I had to take a picture with Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I took a picture with Roy Jones and Dante Culpepper. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just too many Georgia guys that I ain't never seen before. Then it was guys that he ain't never seen before. Because when you bring one, you bring a tribe. You know what I mean? And they was like, "Hey man, we gonna get with this. We gonna get with this and get with that." And I was like, I'm
because
sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, this ain't what it
this
is.
is what I thought. This is what I thought. Because we'd have been to Tampa, over Brevard. I
Went to
thought,
Mill.
okay, Booby and you were the two coaches for that 17 mob. That was understood.
Oh,
Yeah, that was understood. When we got to Miami, Man, you was like, man, where in the world all these dudes come from? Everybody had instructions. You couldn't run a drill. You couldn't run a
Hey,
drill.
Jay, you remember the two big white, the big white dude, and then the blonde hair guy from Tampa? You remember those dudes?
Yeah.
They were the other two over there
It
talking to.
reminded me of Ren and Stimpy, man.
Yeah,
The Ren
exactly.
training
They were
version.
over there talking
I'm
about
saying
what they were going to do and
you
who
know,
they were going to coach.
Bird. His name was Bird, and the other dude's
Bert,
name is Scott Johnson.
right, Scott.
That was all right, but Bird, he
Bird,
just felt
Scott.
like he was just trained. He was that dude. Like he bringing kids in, right? But it's like he was better at the game more than they were. And I'm sitting there like, okay, we know you're a trainer, man. Boom, 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 whatever. Right? I'm sitting there like, get it, man. Look at this.
Then Wesley was bringing down about 6 of them from Georgia up here in Atlanta. Wesley was bringing 6 of them.
Yeah. He brought like 5 kids. He brought like 5 or 6 guys.
I'm like, bruh, man. Me and Gerald got to the side and talking. I'm like, man, I don't think I'm ready to do this one here.
Yeah.
We ain't know what to do.
Man, you had too many people's hands in the cookie jar there, man.
Yeah.
I wound up coaching the B minus plus team.
Hey boy.
Hey man, it's like I'm like, and then it's so crazy about it. Even the mamas was still acting like they were still booty. Like, well, what about my son? Why my son ain't playing? I'm like, he is playing. He look invisible. He doing it.
I got one for you, girl. I got one for you, Jay. I got one. Remember the merchandise came in?
Oh my God. I still got them pictures, dog. Man, did you see? Hey, I'm in this.
Hey, Tyree, look at my shirt.
Man,
look at my shirt.
Oh, that stuff for the kids. That stuff for the kids. And the coach was going ham on the shoes and the medical people. Remember the medical people? They was stocking stuff for themselves over there in the cut. And then Homer was he was slick though. Homer thought he was slick.
Yeah.
Homer
he was sitting on the edge of that.
You know, right. He was gonna be on the EYBL side. I mean, I'm like, damn, I need one of them bags. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to be like, look, man, you know, let's let these guys get what they can get. And then Hooper looking at me like he just shaking his head like, these niggas.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool though. But that was a lot of merchandise. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was. And bless his heart, Booby was such a giver, man. It was almost like they were trying to take advantage of him. And we ain't like that.
Yeah,
I didn't like that, man. I didn't like.
I remember, Gerald, you were sending me pictures from those medical people. They were sitting by all the Nike boxes stacked up, and them jokers had them like each person had like 2 or 3 boxes next to them. They were getting ready to take home.
And none of them played on the EYBL circuit.
Nothing.
They had more stuff than the kids got, and
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I said, wow.
I would have told them knuckleheads to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild though. I still got all them pictures, man.
Okay. I think about it because I know he got the Night Rider kids now.
He with Night Riders no more.
They're not Night Riders.
He not riding with them.
He's not riding with them. He got his own thing over there with RDV. That RDV called Southeast Elite.
Oh, no, that.
Yeah. He got. I mean, he running the whole program. They just
put
it in his lap. Hey, it's you. You gonna do. But it's a little backstory to that too. I could slap it on here.
Right.
I'll just wait to get on here and then we'll get on and we'll talk about that.
So Jay, Southeast Elite, that's Rivers joint.
If I was to say anything about that, I'd be lying. I'd be a snitch.
No. The reason I X was if it is, he got off the Nike circuit and got on the Adidas circuit because Southeast Elite is on the Adidas circuit from my knowledge. One kid from Brevard that rocks with their 16 and under team named Marte Bonds. Another one of the youngest from the stable. They won it on the 16 and up there in Rock Hill, South Carolina. If it's that Southeast Elite, and everything. But yeah, like you say, some stuff that don't need to be spoken on. But I just knew he still had the Night Riders with the Bouger Boys because one of the youngest from up here named Caleb Wilson left the Georgia Stars down, so
Hey man,
that part, oh man, is political, man. I don't like
yeah,
that stuff.
I feel like if I was gonna get back into that, I was gonna try to. Me and Boo was talking about trying to get me on with them, but he was just basically telling me, he didn't want to put me into that, the stuff that he
Right,
had with that. 'Cause it was really like, again, they just, I mean, I'm safe to say this. They just let the man build it up, just like they let the man build it up at each one teach one, and then somebody else
yeah,
slid in behind him, and
like it.
then yeah, and then the situation
Right.
with Grant Riders, you
He
got
he
your guy,
he has
the guy
become he
he
has
want
become
he want to see that he could be the man, you
yeah.
know. So I forgot the dude. He's supposed to be a producer or whatever, or whatever. The
Uh-huh.
guy that
That's
and
cool, man.
he
He
going back
he
and like, yeah,
it
man, do
broke,
what he do,
man.
And it's
One
like, no,
one
do it.
one thing I admired about Booby, man, Booby always did. He used to always say, "Man, just got to do it the right way. Just got to
Yeah,
do it the." That's all he used to preach, man. Man, if we
Mhm.
just do it the right way, we just do it the right way. Yeah.
Mhm.
I ain't talked to him in so many years, man. I miss dude, man. I miss
yeah. We gonna bring him on. When I bring him on, I'm definitely gonna
man.
let
Please,
you on.
yeah, heck yeah,
Get you back, you know. Shit,
yeah,
like you
man.
want to on, man, just holler at me, bro. You know how to do it now. So
For sure.
yeah,
But yeah, for sure.
notification going live anyway. So you want to pop in, man? Pop
Oh
in.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
All up,
Anytime.
yeah,
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
All
Yeah,
yeah.
right,
definitely
Tyree.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
okay. I get what y'all, man.
All right, bro.
Right.
He wanted to break it down to you.
Huh?
I said he wants you to tell. He wants you to tell him what was up with that situation with the Night
Yeah,
Riders and all that.
you want me to? I mean, that ain't that. I mean, I
But
can.
like you said, that's not for public knowledge all the time.
You know, that's I guess
For another day.
be real on here and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's better to have the person that was involved with it, and then if you bring it up, you talk about it, and then you
Right.
add something else. Other than that, man, I don't want to put stuff out there. What I do know, and
Yeah.
then it gets back to him, and he'll say, "Well, man, wait, why you didn't do this?" Boo, boo, boo. So,
Right. Right. Good job.
yeah, man, it was good. This was a good one. Another good one, man.
Another good one, man.
Oh, man.
Another good one.
No, I know I got to speak to Kev a little bit, but we got let me see. Uh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically let me go ahead and get off it. Let me see. Thank you guys for tuning in. Even though you only say one, but a lot of times with this stuff, man, people be watching. You know what I'm saying? So please like, subscribe, hit that notification button.
Yep.
And every time you go on live, you'll see the notification. You hit the live button, and I'll send you the link. It'll be inside the comments. With that said, anything else? I'll slide it over to Coach Brett for the last word.
No, I'm good. appreciate everybody jumping on board tonight. Another good one. And we got some good things coming down the road. So hopefully everybody will start catching on to what we're doing and why we're here. For sure. For sure. So, all right. Everybody have a good night.
Got it.